Okay, we are all welcome back. My name is Legendary Boss 247, and in this video, we want to be talking about this design, right? The scissors crossed neckline, right? The clear image is on the group, so you can check that out. So, in order to save our time, I have already done the draft. I'm going to be dropping the basic bodies draft, how to draft the basic bodies later on for my new students. But of course, if you're an old student of Legendary, you already know how to do this. You already know what all of these lines and these points mean. Of course, this is the measurement I use: shoulder 15, bust 36, under bust 30, waist 30, shoulder to bust 10, shoulder to under bust 14, shoulder to waist is 18. It is a bit longer than normal because it is for a jumpsuit. You already know that. Now, the back half length, that is shoulder to waist for the back, is 16. Of course, if you're a student of Legendary, you know that your front and back half lengths are not the same. So the front one is 16 and the front one is 18 and the back one is 16, right? All in inches. Then we have the bust span, that is from one nipple to the other, 7 inches. Now you can see my calculation here. Calculation for front bust. This is how to arrive at your front bust. This is how to arrive at your front under bust. This is your front waist. Everything done already. The same thing goes to the back. I've done all the calculation and the draft also, in order not to waste our time, right? So you can proceed to do that on your own. Now, another thing I did was that this front draft was done on a fold. You know, normally I would not fold my paper if I'm making a simple bodice pattern method, right? And the only reason why this is on a fold, because it is an overlap design. I need a full center front to achieve this style. I need a full center front, and that is simply because one side of the front crosses to the other side. Like the left hand side of the front crosses to the right, and the right hand side crosses to the left, right? So we need both the left hand side and the right hand side of your center front piece, right? So that is the reason why this was drafted on the fold. So I'll quickly cut this out and show you how to do that. Now your back is a normal back, nothing changes. It is your half back, everything remains the same for the back. It is just the front that has this simple modification, right? Sorry. Okay, so let's keep this aside for the moment. And then, like I said, this is on a fold, and the simple reason is because I need a full front. Right now, this is what you want to do. Let me do the marking here for the neck. Before you make a design like this, you should consider the average neck width. Now, if the person is a bit bigger, you can go more than this, the measurement I want to use now. But on an average, if you don't want this to choke, because most times when people make a design like this, especially for beginners, it ends up being choky on the person, right? But we don't want that to happen. So I'm going to give you a guide to help you not to have that mistake, right? So we have, on an average, your neck width should be 3 inches by 4, right? 3 inches by 4 on an average. Let me draw this out. Sorry. 3 inches by 4 on an average. That will be the neck width and depth, like this, right? Let me do the same thing on this side here. 3 inches by 4. Right? Okay, let's say this is our neck width. Now, you see, this is how wide I am expecting this person's neck to be, so you need to play safe. Now, some beginners, when they want to make the cross design here, this neckline, they simply pick the neck width, which in this case we use 3, and then they connect with the armhole using a straight ruler. See, this is going to choke your client because you can see your neck section covers around this point here, but see where you want to draw out your line passing through, right? It's going to choke the person on the neck, right? So you need to be very careful around this neck region if you're making something like this. You can see this is very fitting to her neck. Anything beyond this will choke her on her neck, right? So we don't want that to happen. I'm going to show you how not to make that mistake, right? So let me just give a center line here, right? Let me make it a dotted line. This is the center front line, right? So we have the center front line, and I have my neck dimension here. This is 3 by 4 I used, right? So what you want to do, instead of using a straight ruler to connect the neck to your armhole, because the first thing you want to do is to simply connect your neck width here to the armhole. Now, instead of using a straight ruler, I will use a slightly curved ruler, that is my hip curve here, to get this right. So this is what I want to do, like this. You see? So the armhole depth here, like so. Instead of using this, you see the difference between using a straight ruler and a curved ruler. You see, this is going to choke you on your neck, right? But this won't. So the first thing you want to do is to connect the neck width of either the left hand side or the right hand side to the opposite armhole, right? Now let's say this is my right hand side of the bodice and this is the left hand side. After marking your neck width, which in this case I use 3, you simply connect it from the right hand side. You connect it to your left armhole depth. Neck width of right hand side connected to the left armhole depth, or you can do it the other way around. You can connect your neck width of left hand side to the right armhole depth. Anyone you want to do, the choice is yours. It's going to be the same thing, right? And then the next thing you want to choose is the width of this strap here, right? The width, how wide you want it to be. Now in this case I want it to be 2 inches here, right? Simply 2 inches, and then you can connect that straight to somewhere. You can use a curve, you can use a straight line. You can connect that straight to some inches above your bust line. This is my bust line. Remember, this is our bust line, like this, right? So you connect this here to any inches above. You can go for 3 inches, you can go for 2 inches, right? Now let me go for 2 inches above, like so. So you simply want to connect. You can use a straight line, you can use a curved line, whichever. You simply want to do this to the center line there. Remember, I went 2 inches above in this case. Then from there, this simply goes down straight, right? It simply goes down straight, right? So the next thing you want to do, this is how our center piece is going to go from here to this side, while the other one also the same thing happens from this other side. When we get the other center piece, I'm going to show you that. One thing I want to do here is that this is my princess line. I will be taking this line that goes to the